actually, and it's more like we don't want to push anyone from the office if they don't want to want, but everyone is wanting. So like, it's the thing for us, but not only for us, for our activists and for someone who is not specifically dealing with LGBT rights. This is very important for us, but for whole process in Serbia with opening up some issues. I like to say whenever I bring young Serbs to Kosovo and when they spend 3 days there, finding out that Kosovo Albanians are like as we are and they share the same problems and all these things, I feel so sorry for them on the moment when we go back to, on the bus to Belgrade or to Serbia or wherever, because at that moment they will start fighting with their surrounding, with people who are around them, because no one will trust them that they really had fun and nothing bad happened in Pristina.
That's the achievement. I mean, starting to scratch with your surroundings. If you came and you just don't interact in the same, I mean, in a different way with your surroundings, you just like mingle with your family and friendship and everything has changed for you. I mean, you haven't reached anything. So if these people that just visited Kosovo or Albania now start to make questions and start to have this conflict, either conflict with their society, it means that it has been a successful visit and you achieved what you wanted. So.
And that's exactly our goal, and not only with the, I'm saying this because of Serbia, but also LGBT issues. I made kind of mistake a few days ago. It was opening of the Pride Parade, and because I don't have any issues with Pride Parade, with promoting that, I mean, I'm fighting all the time. This for a couple or 2 or 3 weeks now, I'm fighting with a colleague of my mother. My mother is teacher, and her colleague is teaching biology, and she's torturing me because how I dare to support something like that. She used to adore me, now she's really disappointed. And I have to go through all of these explanations with her that I assume as a scientist. She studied biology, and I was like, I really thought that you understand this. You are the person who should understand this. But she's like, I understand from the scientific side, but I don't understand from the activist side. Why are you supposed to get involved? Then some relatives younger, they're also fighting with me, trying to find some explanations. But we are doing that with all other people, and this mistake that I made a couple of days ago, it was just because I didn't think. I invited some guy to give flowers to this Gordana Mitrovic, transgender person who opened it was kind of official opening of Pride, and I gave flowers to the younger guy instead of myself. I was like thinking that I'm too old to give flowers to this and it should be someone who is activist, and I didn't think what kind. I mean, he had some problems because all media was there and everyone saw him on TV. But then I realized that even us, because we got that much used on all of this, we don't have any troubles and our parents are not making trouble anymore, how much it is important for those younger people that we are involving, what kind of influence that can have on their families and their surroundings, friends and all of these things. So it is our role as a Youth Initiative for Human Rights in these terms. And I also wanted to say that one of our activists and former colleague, actually, for those who are from the Balkans, you probably heard that there was 3rd Pride Parade in Croatia, in Osijek, and the guy who actually organized that is our activist and our Joto is our colleague.
But you don't have an office in Osijek.
We recently opened in Croatia. Not in Zagreb,
there is another one opening right now in Croatia, Osijek.
So we're trying to spread around the region, not only capital towns, but also.
We are all going to the local level a lot, working on the local level. But I wanted to just say 2 more things about the Youth Initiative that I think that are important. That is, first, that we are doing a monitoring of the trials that are of the public interest, and those are all the trials threatening LGBT activists, threatening the parade, doing violence, things like this. So we are doing that, and we are working in our educational program. We are working on on LGBT rights through our educational program too. So yeah, these are the things that, I mean, we are doing many more things. As you see, this is our October. You won't even want to know what is this, what will happen in October. But yeah, there's a lot of work. But as I said, we are always trying to find some.
How many programs? programs you have for the moment?
12.
It's all about young
Yeah,
preparation.
How many people do you work here?
11.
11.
Where are they?
You need more girls.
Don't hide them.
All of them are in the financial department.
Okay.
Yeah, to the financial department, and yeah, and we have everybody else is working on the program. Yeah, and we have the special part of our program is a global program that we are working. So we are a partner of World Youth Movement for Democracy. So we are working on the human rights and transitional justice and the role of the young people into democratization on the global level. So we just had a seminar in Sarajevo with people from Zimbabwe, Pakistan, Ukraine, and Burma. And yes, it was crazy, but it was awesome. Yeah, so we are even doing that.
And we are ready to dance tonight for the concert.
Yeah.
With Fifi. The Youth Initiative for Human Rights is a completely local initiative, I mean regional.
Yeah.
You didn't have some know-how imported from another place, or?
We are trying
Like
to...
civil rights defenders, for example.
Yes, for example, similar defenders and others.
Our creation office is starting to do something like that, but they are like just have some kind of monitoring response centers, for example, and
it will be something that they will do for other countries. But Youth Initiative itself was initiative from Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro. Like there is not such a.
You don't have any sister organization.
No, nothing. Like it
no,
was
we have our partners, but you know we don't have.
Okay, that's another story.
Yeah.
But actually, the first office was established in Belgrade, and really soon after that in Kosovo. It was 2003. Then 2006 it was Montenegro and Bosnia, and only in 2008 Croatia. So it went through the process where in other countries there was someone who was willing to do the same thing as we were doing. We got in contact with that person, but like we didn't inherit anything from abroad. Like it was really completely local thing.
How about the Bosnian office? Is it? I mean, where is it at first place?
In Sarajevo.
Sarajevo.
Yeah.
But is there a place for interaction between people who live on the other side?
Yeah. But our Bosnian office, everything they do basically is every program they're doing, they're having different ethnicity background people, activists. I mean, they're...
That can be tricky.
Yeah.
For example, some Bosnian people of Bosnian background, they boast that they have inter-ethnic interaction because they have in their meetings some Serb that lives in Sarajevo, in downtown Sarajevo, and some Croat that live in downtown Sarajevo. That is not practically interaction because they already interact there and they iterate their discourse. So the point is to gather to attract some people from Eastern Sarajevo.
Yeah, they are doing that. Actually, I mean, they have, I think, network with more than 500 activists all over the Bosnia. I mean, they're really engaged into that, and they're bringing people from all over the place. East Sarajevo, Canton Sarajevo, Republika Srpska. So it's like they're all mixed and they're all like working together.
I think they should take advantage of this, this renaissance of the civil society now in Bosnia. Really, that was something that, like, there is no genuine interaction.
Yeah, actually, maybe we can say that Kosovo and Bosnia our Kosovo and Bosnian offices are dealing with really specific circumstances in which they operate. I think that it's much, even though Serbia is really, I perceive Serbia as the biggest troublemaker in the region, that we are the most responsible for.
Victimize yourself.
No. I'm
perpetrating ourselves.
I'm against this that we are the best and we are the the strongest. But the opposite thing is also I don't like.
But you have to be really in Serbia persistent. Because I discussed that with the cab driver when I was coming, and we are doing that all the time because everyone perceives Serbia as a kind of good guy in the region, and we don't know. Literally, you wouldn't believe if you would go around the street and ask people something about simple things, war in Croatia, Bosnia and Kosovo. Everyone would say that we didn't do anything. That's terrible things that happen. People here, but it's honest, they don't know, and I don't blame, especially young people that they don't know. I didn't know 6 years ago, I didn't know anything. You probably everyone heard about Srebrenica. And professor told me, genocide in Srebrenica, and professor gave me to research Srebrenica, and at the moment she gave me that topic, I was like, I really didn't know what Srebrenica is. Is that a dish or like a village or what it is? Like is that expression for something? And it was in 2006 when like 11 years after genocide happened, and when there was already in that time verdict before the International Court of Justice, Bosnia against Serbia for genocide. Like, it was present in media, but we just don't know because no one is pushing us. And that's why I said, like, and in Serbia I still believe, because we have a lot of things to deal with, we have really weak institutions, we have good laws, usually good laws, but no implementation at all. And we are always complaining, and we can always find like 10 projects that we can work on, because nothing actually really works that good in Serbia. But we have kind of support of these organizations that were really active during the 90s, that were anti-war and everything, and that were respecting human rights, and especially like Women in Black, that were always present in each activity related to LGBT rights and everything. And it's kind of set of values that people somehow developed. But when you go in Bosnia and Kosovo, there are still a lot of consequences on war in there, and there are internal divisions in Kosovo, Serbs, Albanians, and Bosnia, all three nations that live there. And I remember that even sometimes when our Kosovo office was protesting because of some things, like because this Ramush Haradinaj was Kosovo Liberation Army general who was acquitted in the Hague Tribunal, they were protesting against that, our office, because they realized that something is wrong behind it. That's what they thought. Their offices were damaged because they were, as Albanians, protesting against something that Albanians did that they found really, really kind of, that they didn't support the issue. But it's really harder for them to be against their government, both in Bosnia, but in Bosnia it's even complicated than in Kosovo, than for us in Serbia. Croatia is now in EU, and a lot of things that they are trying to push, no one finds important, because they are already in EU, and why would they care about that? Like, really, it's really different circumstances, even though we are a regional network, but everyone has its own problems and specific problems. And I sometimes think that for us it's easiest because we can find whatever, and like, even though it's the hardest way to see some changes, actually. But yeah, that's Bosnia is pity, really.
And what about the project funding? Is it still flowing?
Here for Serbia?
Because I see you have a very nice.
Well,
you will go to CRD.
yeah, well, there's a lot of funds that are being cut. I mean, because Serbia is changed. We have pro-European government. They're doing everything everyone says they should do. I mean, they're not doing. They're just saying they will do it. And
it's a step forward. Let's face it. It's a step forward.
It's a fake step forward. It's a step forward in the hills when you know in the next step you will fall. So so the funds are getting smaller and smaller, especially because we are somewhere between EU and the US and everything. And the government just cut all the funds. I mean, we never got funds from the government, but. But there are organizations here who are getting, organizations that are doing like projects for Euro integrations and things like that. They were funded by the local governments or city governments or things like this, but the government cut all of those funds, so they don't exist anymore.
So who are the main funders? Who are the main funders for you?
EU now.
EU.
But we
European
have
Commission.
European Commission.
Recently.
Just started like a year, not even a year ago. European Commission and
IPA funds,
IPA funds, and embassies, governments, foundations, private foundations, and US, of course.
But US foundations, not.
I mean,
But it can be USAID or not.
USAID, yeah.
Yeah, and this NED.
NED, US
National
Yeah.
Endowment for
Yeah.
Democracy.
Yeah.
But most, even in governments, not governments, embassies and Ministry of Foreign Affairs of different European countries, they changed. Like we were receiving huge amounts of budgets for dealing with the past programs from Norwegian,
No one is getting money anymore for that.
Norway, and
What about the offices, field offices? Do they?
everyone is struggling on its own.
Field offices in Serbia or in
I
the
mean,
region?
in general, and which one is like stable for the moment, or?
But maybe Bosnia and Kosovo have like the most, still have like the reason why should they give them money, like to have the budgets, and Croatia is struggling too because they're in EU, so they have open funds, but with their work is really really hard. And
But what Croatian office once did, it was for me literally amazing because they are trying sometimes to open up the issue of killed Serbs during Operation Storm in 1995 in Croatia. And it's really hard in Croatia to open that because for them it was legitimate action, that they had the right to get back the territory, but no one wants to open up the issue of killed people during that operation. And once our Croatian office got some fund from the state, the Republic government of Croatia, for democratization or something like that. And they took that money and put some plaque which says that in this way we commemorate all killed Serbs in Operation Storm in 1995 in this area in Knin it was. And down there they put this plaque is financed by the state of Croatia, government of Croatia. I mean, they wanted to provoke.
And then our head of the Croatian office had to move from the Zagreb because they wanted to arrest him.
But he became hero in Serbian media, of course, like because he did that in Croatia, commemorating killed Serbs. He became such a hero in Serbia. But he actually wanted to provoke through this, that he got the money from the government of Croatia and he wanted to send this message, that he would like government to invest some money in some building, some monument that will commemorate Serbian victims. But like it's really hard.
Fighting over plates in Croatia is very popular.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.